Good evening. A senior is dead following a crash in the RM of Wilton Friday evening. Maidstone RCMP say an elderly couple and a Dodge truck were heading westbound on Highway 303 around 6:45. That's when a northbound semi-truck crossed the highway on Township Road 3273 and collided with the pickup. Now, police say the crash caused the semi to tip onto its side and go into the ditch. The two seniors, along with the driver of the semi-truck, were brought to the Lloydminster Hospital. The elderly woman in the pickup truck has since died of her injuries. Lloydminster Fire and Rescue contained smoke at the scene. Now, a small amount of crude oil and sand leaked from the semi-trailer and was cleaned up. The collision is under investigation and police have not released any names. Meanwhile, a motorcycle crash east of Green Street, Saskatchewan sent a rider to hospital with undetermined injuries on Thursday. Maidstone RCMP say the motorcycle hit a soft spot on the highway and lost control. The rider was brought to the Lloydminster Hospital, then later taken to Saskatoon. RCMP wants to remind all motorcyclists to use extreme caution when on the roads. Well, Border City commuters will have one less option when it comes to crossing the rail line. In less than a month, the intersection of 55th Avenue and 52nd Street will be permanently shut down to traffic as ADM is expanding its railway operations in Lloydminster. But as Barb Hediasic reports, some in the Border City aren't happy with the decision and they are speaking out.
Kind of an artery in the city. Blocking it would be like giving the city a heart attack.
Barry Newman works as a delivery driver in the city and says he uses the intersection a dozen times a day. But starting September 23rd, that's all going to change. Newman says the closure will affect many that live and work in the area.
Not just for me personally, but I think for a lot of businesses in this area, just even the industrial park, coming home after work and going to work, like this is used all day long. Like if you stand here for 20 minutes, you probably see at least 100 vehicles drive by.
Now that news has some in the Border City up in arms. A petition has been started to keep this intersection open, saying residents are concerned about the high traffic the closure may cause, as well as the dangers of living near an expanded rail line.
JP Montalvo says ADM has opened the lines of communication with residents and has heard some of the feedback. The company is creating a switching and staging track on the property, and while it will shut down the intersection, Montalvo says it will ultimately free up traffic in other parts of the city.
One of the things that we are going to be able to do is to be able to take cars out of that, which will lead to less gate downtime, like less waiting time down at the downtown corridor.
Originally buying the land from CN Rail in 1995, ADM agreed to let the city use the intersection as needed. Now Montalvo says the company has expanded and the project is vital to stay competitive.
Between competition coming in to our industry, as well as the growth in our own business, has presented us the opportunity to go and expand our tracks and be able to move the larger unit sizes, which is a far more efficient way to move rail traffic than the way we're doing it today.
For now, Newman isn't convinced, but he's hopeful a resolution will be found.
Right now, it looks like it's getting shut down, so I hope that's not the case. I hope somebody can do something about that and reconsider how important this intersection is.
Bart Pediasic, Newcap News.
Lloydminster RCMP along with the city are hoping a new digital speed sign will help deter speeders. Now, you've likely seen this type of sign in other municipalities, but it's a first for Lloydminster. It shows drivers what their speed is compared to the posted limit. Mounties say speeding continues to be a problem here in the Border City.
A photo radar gets a large number of speeders, so do we on the traffic, when we're out and about. There never seems to be, I guess, a lull in it, no matter what the weather seems to be. It's one of it would be the ticket that we write the most.
The city will see how well this one works before deciding to invest in others.
This is the first day we've had it out, so we'll have to see how it works within the community. We'll get community feedback, and based on that feedback, we'll develop a strategy.
The trailer will rotate within high-risk areas like school zones and playground parks.
Being in Meston Park here, this is one of the most problematic areas we have in the city for speeders. We set up here, photo radar sets up here, and it's not that the tickets go down, we still continue to issue them.
Now, the digital sign will cost the city around $11,000.